to the future. Welcome to the B side. You know what I'm saying? Um, Man, another episode of the Weekend High podcast. Um, Coming back to you. I think this is our first B side of the new year.
It is.
Yes, this is. And we coming to you live from Super Bowl weekend. So this is our Super Bowl weekend B side. We're gonna touch on a lot of things in sports, as far as a black perspective, from brothers here like that. But basically, the topic today, because I know y'all waiting for that. But before we get to the topic, I'm gonna keep y'all hanging a little bit. We're gonna introduce ourselves. I'm once again your man KZ. This is my brother from another, your man Swag. yes. Back again. How you feeling, my brother?
Man, loving life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I heard that. Yeah, you see, I got my Birdman hand rubs.
I know.
Everything going good. Yeah.
He came with a nugget.
Calculating. Ran into a couple little crazy minor health issues this week. Sad to report, but I'm getting through it. I'm still on the show. I'm dealing with it right now. This ear right here, I could barely hear you out of, but that's okay.
No.
What I was doing this week, I was doing some maintenance on myself as far as ear, and I don't know if some water got in there, got impacted or whatever. So I got the swimmer's ear, y'all. So forgive me if I don't hear you. I forgot to tell you that.
You should have talked from this side.
Our pre-show before I told you. So, but God is good. I can still see. So I got one good worker. It just feels like a little muffled. So a couple of days, it should be good to go. If not, what I'm saying, they give you some ear drops to put in your ear to, make sure you don't get no ear infection or whatnot like that. So, but other than that, I'm good as can be. Shout out to all my family out there, my blood family, as well as my non-blood family. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to GSU. Since we doing Super Bowl weekend, I got to represent, what I'm saying? I talk bad sometimes about HBCUs, and we let Ukrainians getting free fucking tuition. Well, I said, you saw it. So actually, I'm kind of upset about that free tuition and things. And we had to pay for ours. But still, I'll shout out to GSU because I learned a lot about life down there in Louisiana. So shout out to all my brothers that went to Grambling State. Shout out to anybody who went to HBCU. What I'm saying? We know the politics with it, but on the flip side, I got to make some great friends, connections, and that I still have today. But Swag, what's been going on with you? Oh, I want to hold on. I got to shout out somebody before you start. I got to shout out somebody very important to me because we're doing a sports show. Usually, we don't get too much in the sport. We little snippets here, but I got a big shout out to my dog up there at CLC College. My man, Mike Scott Jr., the beast, number 32. Coach, give him some tick. Get him some tick, coach. Quit playing. Shout out to my guy. I watched him on check him out. He's a great player. Actually, he's Swag's son. Shout out to him. I got to check him out. Get my Shannon Sharp unk on real quick. Try to encourage him and everything like that. So since we're doing the sports show, I'm gonna give him a shout out and hope continue excellence, my nephew. And I want to see you poke on him one or two times. I want to see that yam on somebody.
You got a two-man
boys doing that. Karl Malone, that mug,
that's on the back of your neck, gang.
Yeah, man. But shout out to that brother, man. Shout out to the brothers playing sports. Shout out to my sons too. They ain't playing sports right now. They playing life, and they doing good. So shout out.
Life.
Yeah, my oldest son, with the cook game with my brother, these dudes are chefs. So my youngest son here getting everything. He's in the real estate game, trying to do his thing on the real estate side of the game. So shout out to him and much blessings and much love to everybody, all our kids and stuff. But we're gonna get right into it, man. This weekend, Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl Sunday. Usually we don't date these things, but I'm gonna date it today. Super Bowl Sunday. We getting it together. I don't have I guess since it's the Chiefs versus Eagles, I'm gonna give you before we get into the picks, we're gonna leave the picks and all that to the end of the show. Leave y'all
prediction. We're gonna say the predictions.
Yeah, we're gonna save them. I was about to give it out, then I said, no, let me hold back. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate if you do. Please share, please comment. We need all the help we can get. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you think certain things you like about the show or don't like about the show, feel free to comment, man. We can take criticism. We got tough skin. Been around the game for a minute. So all right, but getting into it. Also, shout out to all the contributors to the show that we work with. Brother Brish, Brother Jamarcus, Brother Chris, and everybody that took part in the show, came on the show. Shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to my sister Tash. I don't want to miss the name of Tasha Gray. I'm saying, shout out to her, man. Second season of Raising Cane. You wrote your ass off on that one. I like it. It was banging. You know what? I actually
her theme, man.
Yeah, we messaged each other the other day, and I just gave her props, and you know what I'm saying, and everything. Like, I just let her know I enjoyed the
calling, KZ.
Yeah. I told her, I said, hey man, that second season was fire, sis. She was like, thank you. So shout out to her. It's good to have people like that in high places we know. But getting into the topic of the show. Today's B-side topic is going to be removing the American black man from sports. And I know that's kind of vague. People are like, man, removing the American black man from sports. There's a lot of brothers playing sports. Well, there is. There's a lot of us playing sports, but there's a lot of us in certain situations in sports that mimic society, meaning we don't have a lot of us in ownership. And that's one of the big things. But we're gonna take it step by step, y'all. We're gonna take this slow. We're gonna slow roast this one, bad boy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I smoke my meat. So we're gonna take our time with this one. But first, we're gonna get into the Super Bowl. One of the biggest stories or topics of the Super Bowl, I'm gonna let Swag go ahead and go off on this, is we have two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Your boy, my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes, and then we have our brother Jalen Hurts putting the hurt on him. Jalen Hurts. Didn't see him. You know what? I really didn't see him coming this hard. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of college, I thought he was a good quarterback, but I didn't know if he would have the necessary skills to transition.
He kind of lost his job to Tua in college. You know, so that kind of took some of the luster off of his look. You know, but apparently he had the goods.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know what? Losing the job to Tua could have been politics too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because there's a lot of politics, and being a father of an athlete, a college athlete, there's a lot of politics involved with who can get playing time or who can't, and who's the coach. You know what I'm saying? Favorites. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the toughest things to deal with as a parent, because you want to be objective and you won't, you want to trust the process. But it's really all corrupt.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's true. But so Jalen, he went through the old rigmarole and went through all that and finally made it. This brother, sitting at the top with Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, to a degree, he wasn't really highly coveted in college like that either. He was kind of looked at as another Johnny Manziel, coming out of Texas A&M. Yeah, another Johnny football coming out of there. But of course, he had a different set of skills. He's a bigger quarterback than, of course, Johnny Manziel, way bigger. His father was a major league pitcher for the Mets. Patrick Mahomes Sr. That he's a real brother too. He was smoking at the
he said he's man gang.
Yeah, but I love it. I love the fact that his son, recognizes from which he came, and you know what I'm saying. He'd be like, because first thing he said was, "Where's my dad at?" You know what I'm saying? And, let me, so. But the main topic with this is, the big thing is that, okay, we got first time two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Now, the question or perspective I want to ask you is, does this help Does this in any way help Black society, or does it not help Black society, or is it just a good individual success? Um, or basically, I mean, having two brothers in the Super Bowl. So, what do you think about that? Do you think it kind of, does it help Black society to a certain degree to you? Does it not help, or is it pretty much you think it's just more an individual kind of accolade,
Well,
or is
yeah,
this something that should be celebrated?
um, I mean, it feels good, it's a moment, be there for this moment, and moments, you know, moments is what we like to get into, but it's more symbolic, kind of, you know what I'm saying? But um, it's the first time that we had two brothers at quarterback. Now we don't had two black coaches in the Super Bowl, which is great. Um, I don't have a horse in this race, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've had we didn't have a Black quarterback win the Super Bowl from where, Grambling, Doug Williams,
Yeah, Williams, yeah,
first Black quarterback. Yeah, first Black quarterback to win the Super Bowl, and he won it, not just barely won it. He won it hands down. He threw for 4 touchdowns. That boy was slinging
yeah.
it. I remember that Super Bowl. I actually
I
was
do
watching
too.
that in 1980. I remember because I was down south visiting family in Alabama, and the Super Bowl came on. Everybody like Super Bowl, and it was like all my family was like, "It's a Black quarterback! It's a Black quarterback!" And it was like a big thing. I was a kid, but it was a big deal. Like
Yeah,
everybody's like, "Oh, we gotta watch
it
it."
was a big
And when he
deal.
was slinging that ball, my uncles, cousins was going crazy. They was like, "That boy can throw! Look at that boy! Look at that boy!" I think he threw for over like damn near 300 or 400 yards. I want to
Like,
say 300 to 400 because he was
yeah,
he
like
outplayed John Elway.
396 or something like that.
Yeah, he outplayed John Elway, didn't he?
Yeah,
Outdueled him
technically, he was one of the best, man.
ever. Yeah, that was one of the
When he
best.
was in his prime, he was one of the best.
That was one of the best Super Bowl performances ever.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, because they try to make it seem like he was sorry or he wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? Doug was he was. And then I got the opportunity to meet him and talk to him when I was attending Grambling.
Yeah.
He was actually there when I was there. He was the coach when I was there. So good dude, humble, cool, big. I'm talking about when I seen the size of him, I said, damn, I wanted to play corner in the NFL. I don't know if I could tackle nobody that big. You definitely won't want to tackle him nowhere above his voice line. You know what I'm saying? Like,
big and broad, huh?
I didn't know a man could be that big. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we know little dude, especially Swag. Swag 6'3". But I'm talking Swag. I'm telling you, he make you look like you a child, man. Like that's how big. Like that's how big he see, and he's older. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say Doug Williams had to be. I want to say he seemed like he's like 6'5". I mean, just big. I was like, damn, he the coach. This dude is huge. I'm like, hell no, ain't nobody trying to tackle. So, but back to the subject. I'm sorry, I gotta get off on a tangent. This is a relaxed show, y'all. B-side. So, but yeah, man. That's been the thing that I don't think the media has been celebrating it enough or pushing it enough because it's something usually a lot of the major networks they don't. It's like they want to touch on it, but the people they don't. I don't think the networks mind touching on, or they want to touch on it to a certain degree.
Yeah,
but they know their demographic. The demographic, it consists of us, but it consists of the main, the dominant society, and they don't. Those are the kind of things they kind of really don't want to. It's like let's just keep it scores. They're always bringing this into it. You know what I'm saying? And you hear those kind of comments. I mean, I think I'm with you. I think, I agree with you. I think,
as far as the symbolism, more symbolic.
well, yeah, it's symbolic. It's symbolic. It's significant if you were into sports. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. There it is.
I mean, is it as significant as Hank Aaron or I mean, I'm sorry, Jackie Robinson being the first,
Yeah.
or is it significant as that? It could be up there. I don't think it's over that, but I think it's up there.
Oh yeah, it's huge because you know what? Let's say 20 years ago, the only black quarterback was Warren Moon and Randall Cunningham. You know,
Right.
and Deb Williams. That's it. But yeah, now
Right.
we pretty much storming the fort now. As far as like that being a
Yeah.
black quarterback, would it be in the stigma to it like black people couldn't be mentally inept enough to handle the position?
We're not smart enough to process the
Yeah,
information
yeah,
as a
yeah.
quarterback, you know.
Yeah, so looking at that, it has more of a significance. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I think it's you know, like you said, it's more a symbolic thing because you know if you got a young kids that play sports, they can say, "Oh man, it's two brothers up there." You know what I'm saying? I want to do that one day.
yeah,
Um, also now let's take a now we're gonna go into something else. So we you know we agree that it's good symbolic wise. Now as far as a community, it's not doing nothing tangible for you know ain't putting no money in our pocket. It ain't you know what I'm saying. But as far as symbolic for us to see two brothers star in the Super Bowl, we never seen that. That's great. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like you said, I don't know. It's not really pushing the needle, the envelope as far as
it's still water cooler talk, you
there
know.
you go. There you go. Uh and you know, it's still something to be proud of, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah, I'm proud. Heck yeah. You know,
Like,
I'm sure
hey,
there's a million Super Bowl parties where that's going to be the leading mantra of the night. You know, especially on the south side of the tracks.
right. And also to some degree is a validation of our superiority in athletics. You know, another validation, not that we needed any more validations. I mean,
Right.
but um, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I know some people like, but yeah, I'm sorry I'm going there. Yeah, you know, but let's go deeper. I don't want to say that. I sound like no, I'm not gonna say it. Let's
He said,
anyway,
"Let's
let's
dig."
go. Let's keep it hit that like and subscribe. All right, okay. Now check this out. This is an interesting thing. Now in 2023, 57.5% of NFL players are black, right? This is a considerable decrease from 2020 when 69.4% of NFL players were black. Well, were black. They try to say people of color, and they break down people of color. 57% are black, 9% or two or more races, meaning they could be half black, half white. Uh, so we consider them black in the black community.
Cobbling Asian.
Yeah, we consider, you know, usually if your daddy, then pretty much we look at you, you black. Yeah, it just depends how you see
Hey, mama
yourself.
name Clay. I'm gonna call
Uh,
Clay.
Now they say 0.4% Hispanic or Latinx, and then 1.6 Asian, Pacific Islanders, 0.2% American Indian. Okay, now we don't no disrespect to those you know other races, whatever, but I don't really care about that because the majority, you know, it just because they try to skew it. They say people of color, you know, that kind of skews things. So
Hey,
let's keep it. But
shout
it
outs though.
says
Shout outs though.
yeah, we just keeping it specific. Specifically, 57.5% of NFL players are black. To be sure, the NFL has, check this out, had more than 500 head coaches over the course of more than a century of competition. 500 coaches, a century of competition. Just 24 of them have been black. For perspective, this is perspective's sake. The NFL entered Black History Month in now this is last year, 2022, with just one single black head coach, despite its vow a decade earlier to increase diversity among its head and assistant coaches. In 2020, so basically
Shout out to the
last
Steelers.
year, Black History Month, they had one coach, one single
Yeah.
coach. This year, how many did we have? We had Lovey. We had
Steve Wilkes.
Steve, but he was part time. He was half the season. He
Yeah,
was
he was
interim.
interim.
But
Yeah.
I count him. I guess if y'all want to count him,
Yeah. Coach Mike, Coach Tom.
Tomlin. Let me see.
Ty Bowles.
Yeah, Bowles Bucks.
Yeah.
Yep, that's four.
Uh,
Technically three because of the interim because he wasn't hired.
oh yeah, Steve Wilkes. Yeah, and they got somebody to replace him already.
Right. Right, Frank Reich. Oh.
Yeah.
So, and
Your
he
boy.
definitely should have won the job because he went 6-6. You know what I'm saying? And he got it. You
Yeah.
know,
That
I
should
mean,
have
the team
been.
seemed to
Hey,
play better with
that
him.
should be good enough to give him another look. You know.
And look, I'm not a Panthers fan, and I know you're not either. But even when you watch the highlights, you could tell the team is like better with him. They responded better.
They resonate better
They
together.
played better with him than the dude Rule that was
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But so 3, that was because that statistic I had just told you guys from last year. But so far, so for Black History this year, there's been what 3 coaches, technically 4 interim, 1 interim, and 3 full-time head coaches.
3 is impossible.
3 in the possible. There we go. Space talking this mother. It's 3 in the possible on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Get that space talk. Now, but listen to what but also, guys, that is over a century of the NFL. They said they didn't have more than 500 coaches, and they said that only out of 500 coaches, only 24 of them have been Black.
Hey, uh, at the risk of saying a bad pun, it's kind of like too many Indians, not enough Chiefs. But
Yeah, I know where you're going with it. Now let's go to just jump to the NBA. Because we know. Me and Swag have done shows on the coaching disparity in the NFL. Like, we did a show on that more than once. You know what I'm saying? Updating about the disparity, coaching disparity in the NFL. Now in 2022-23, let's go to NBA. NBA season, there were 14 white head coaches in comparison to 15 black coaches.
I'm a man over there cooking.
I'm over there cooking, ain't I? Now in the NFL, in the NBA, hell yeah, NBA, they got 14 white coaches, 15 black coaches. I'm okay with that because it seems at least it's half and half, just about. Why do you think you see more? Why do you think you see half and half more in the NBA than the NFL?
My opinion is because of the NFL kind of replaced baseball as a national sport. So it's more of a good old boys league on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
The NFL.
That's what it seems like. Yeah, the NFL is now. And so, it's more of a better disparity in the NBA side, because we are most of the NBA. I mean, like a vast majority. And, it's just a lot more representation in the powerful ranks there. You got some coaches, you got some GMs, a lot of good prominent black GMs have been bubbling up.
Right. Yeah.
Plenty of coaching jobs. I don't know why, but I think it's because if I was to guess, just because it's just another personification of a good old boys league.
Yeah, and then usually within sports they say the NBA is a more of a players' league.
Yeah.
So
despite,
like the owners don't have as much control,
much power.
Right. And remember, I just gave you guys a statistic: 14 white coaches, 15 black coaches. It's actually 15-15. Reason I say it's 15-15 because they consider Eric Spoelstra the only Asian American coach in the NBA. They list him as the only Asian American, but we know technically, basically, he's white.
Hey, he might be the only one on the 4 major sports, ain't it?
He might be. You know what I'm saying? He's like what I like to call, you have white Hispanics. He's like a white Asian because.
Don't do Spo like that. That's your boy.
I love Spo. I love my. I was a Miami head, man. Miami Heat boy all day. You know what I'm saying? But coach, a last name like Spoelstra. If you look at his history, he has that kind of thing, I guess, going on in his family or whatever. But I'm just saying to the naked eye. People more likely, if he took the census, he probably would. I don't know if is he marking down Asian? I don't know. I don't know. I thought he was like, I never looked at him as an Asian coach. I always looked at him as just a white dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, no offense to him if he's just a white dude.
Like Latin or French or something.
Yeah, just Latin or some kind of I
mean he a little dark, but he ain't.
That's what I say. He a little dark, like Indian or Cambodian or something. I guess he could be like a Cambodian, because he kind of do look like Vietnamese, right? Or a Filipino. He kind of look darker.
Yeah, Filipino gang.
But I know we a fool, y'all. But hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that like and subscribe button below. We definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm gonna keep moving with the statistics here. Now, baseball, Major League Baseball. There are only 2 black managers right now as of July. Well, as of 2022, I don't know. They might have had some trades. The Los Angeles Dodgers have Dave Roberts, and Houston Astros Dusty Baker are the only 2 black managers in Major League Baseball. The percentage of baseball managers that are black are 9.4%. So once again, like you said, with the good old boys thing, you say everybody moved from baseball, so we don't play baseball as much as we used to. So I think that might be why you see less. We don't see that many of us like coaching and doing them, because at one time that was like it was the American pastime, and then you see cats playing stickball in the 60s. And old videotapes, you take a broom handle,
gravel diamonds and shit.
We used to do that in our age. I ain't that old. I used to take a broom handle on a rocket. We
used to play a game of basketball right in the bank parking lot.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But as you know, with everything, the promotion of Michael Jordan, the promotion of the NFL has in urban areas, we don't, or quote unquote urban areas, as they say, we don't really play baseball like we used to. Because you know what? Another extension of baseball that we used to play was dodgeball or kickball. I'm sorry, kickball. Yeah. Remember at school we used to roll that mug. I'm gonna roll mine fast.
Yeah, pitch it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that. I remember our class used to go outside and play like with the teacher. Like, oh, we're going to play kickball. I'm like, oh, okay, So I think nowadays, baseball isn't a time restricted sport, so a lot of people we view it as boring or really excited. Me personally, I don't even watch baseball unless my team is in. I like the Chicago, always Chicago White Sox. My grandfather raised me. But if they in the playoffs, if they in the playoffs, they got to get it right. If they in the playoff, like I look and see who doing something, if it run across the screen, it's nothing I'm chasing, but it's like, oh, okay, we in the playoff, okay, cool, go watch, whatever. But I'm just saying that if you look at the different leagues, so NFL, there has never been a black owner. Let's talk about owners. Never been a black owner in the NFL. NBA, there's only been one black owner, and that's Michael Jordan.
Oh, wait a minute, Bob Johnson.
Correct. Bob Johnson. Currently, Michael Jordan is the only one.
The Charlie Hornet.
Bob Johnson did have, but we've only had one at a time because when Bob moved over, Jordan took over. You know what I'm saying? So we've never had more than one at one time. But I did forget about Bob Johnson at one. That's actually who sold the team to Michael Jordan for him to get it.
Yeah. He kept it in house. He kept it in house.
So if he didn't do that, and a lot of people got a lot of issues with Bob Johnson, and some of the things he do. Some of the things he do, we regret that Bob did, like selling BET and things like that to Viacom, because BET was really a great play. You had Teen Summit, you had stuff that was positive stuff on TV for us and things like that. And some of us felt like, well, Bob sold out, man. He didn't have to do that. But and then there's instances where you see Bob Johnson now advocating for reparations, saying that we need it. He's a billionaire, so he said we need it and his people need it. So so you see him on two scales. It's like, man, he probably shouldn't have sold it, but who am I to say what a man should do with his business? But at some stuff, I think the morality in it, he should have probably, I guess maybe he should have kept BT, but if he didn't sell BT, then he wouldn't have got the Bobcats. Then Jordan wouldn't have became, the owner. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But not like Jordan doing nothing for the community. Look, I feel like LeBron got Jordan coming around to the community now because Jordan ain't really never did shit for the community, and he could have. Now it seems like he's kind of waking up little slowly. I'm not saying he's militant now or nothing, or he know what's going on, but you can see little small nuggets of here and there, like he care.
I kind of got a theory on that. Because it's been rumored that Michael Jordan has been contributing, but anonymously. And then I think now with LeBron's presence on the forefront of the activism now, that he has to kind of let some light shine on what MJ is doing just a little bit. Not enough to flex and be giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving, but just hey, I do got skin in the game with y'all. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean,
going back, I like how you had said that about the salaries with the NFL and the NBA, because with the NBA being such a players' league, and then with the NFL being such a good old boy club, you know what I'm saying? That's where we got the NBA having the fuller, the guaranteed contracts, where it's more like that slave mentality, like you might be able to get all the money you got coming, but you got to
like damn near like sharecropping in the NFL.
Okay, I like that.
We ain't gonna give you we gonna guarantee all you. Matter of fact, you owe us. That was the whole sharecropping thing. Matter of fact, you owe me. You use my shovel, you use my seed, you live on my, you know what I'm saying? So in the end of the day,
out there picking this cotton.
Yeah, they start docking everything. You come in with your crops, man. I'm about to get $100 million. Next, you owe us this. Do. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole game.
Here, work down, yeah.
Right. Oh, you used our shovel. You used our water. You used this. You used that. I got to charge you for this.
Yeah.
So that's why you see certain incentives in the NFL. Like if you get 1,000 yards in a season, you get more money. If you don't, you take a hit on your contract if you don't. You feel me?
That's part of what messed up your man Ricky Williams. That's probably why he's partly broken now.
Yeah. Also the fines. You know what I'm saying? Fining players.
That's a way of retaliation.
Yeah, that's a way of it. Because I get some fines for dirty play. You know what I'm saying? You can end somebody's career like that. But then there's some fines like what they did to Kyrie. Oh, you got to pay $500,000 back because you posted a link on your man. Get out of here.
Retaliation, man.
But let's get back into it here now. Now we were in baseball. Now baseball, over history-wise, it doesn't look like they had a lot of black managers. That basically managers are what are basically coaches in baseball for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Now let's go to I'm gonna go to a sport you didn't think I was gonna go to. NHL. Has there been a black coach in the NHL? Yes. Dirk Graham became the first. Yeah. I'm cooking. Dirk Graham became the NHL's first black captain with the Chicago Blackhawks in 1989, and he became the league's first and only black coach when he guided the Blackhawks for 52 games in 1998 and 1999. There was something monumental, like we was talking about Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts facing each other in the Super Bowl, being the first two black quarterbacks. There hasn't been two black NHL coaches, but the NHL has a G League, so to speak, which is the ECHL. I know you've heard of it because they got one in Fort Wayne, one of the teams.
Yeah, the comment.
Guess what? Yeah. Exactly. And lo and behold, guess what happened there? You had two black coaches who faced off for the first time ever in the ECHL. These brothers here, they say basically black head coaches face each other first time in ECHL history. This was October 27th to 22. So in the last year, you had
on the right look like your brother Jamarcus.
Right, you ain't lying. Yeah. So you had Jason Payne and Joel Martin. Joel Martin and Jason Payne are believed to be the only black coaches to face each other in North American men's pro hockey game history. So this is covers NHL, any hockey, period.
That's black
Now,
excellence right there.
yeah, the significance of this, because a lot of people are like, okay, why do you care about hockey? Well, most people don't know black people invented hockey. If you do your history in Canada, there was a black man and black people. These were former slaves, I believe, and they went and they I'm gonna tell you something, and this shouldn't surprise me because I'm gonna speak culturally now. Black people, we always been good at skating. Now I can't skate worth for shit. But I'm talking about skating rinks has always been part of the black
on the road balance side of the game.
I'm pulling like this. I'm on the mud like this. I'm on the wall pulling. Skating rinks have always been part of the black community. My dad told me back in the day, ice skating rinks was always part of the black community. He said, you see black people ice skating and stuff like that. And most people don't know that. We actually invented hockey. And so most people don't know that. And now you can do your history, do your Googles and look it up, but these two coaches, are the first two. I'm making a paper trail. The reason this is significant, because some people say, okay, why is this important? He only had two. As you notice, every sport, there's a low number of us in any kind of management field or any kind of, ownership. So that's what I'm trying to get at here. Also, your brother, Nick McMillan, from the NBA. I'm gonna jump back to the NBA. He said that there's a lack of hiring. Yeah, he said there's a lack of hiring black coaches. It's a society issue, and I agree with him. The reason I agree with him, he said it's a societal issue. It's more than sport. He said this is not a sports issue. He said that it's a society issue, that the opportunities, sometimes certain people, they don't get the opportunities because of the color of their skin. He said with the NBA, we seem to have given those opportunities to some black coaches, and they had some success doing it. But he said it's more of a society, and I agree with him. And I'm actually validate what he's saying, because if you look up the numbers, there are only 6 black CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. There are only 5.9 of all chief executives in the U.S. are black, while 85.7% are white, according to 2021 data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Only 6 black CEOs sit at the helm of Fortune 500 companies this year, barely making up 1% of that group. Those CEOs are Roz Brewer, David Rawlinson, Robert Reffkin, Frank Clyburn, Marvin Ellison, Thasunda Brown Duckett. These are only, so that's represent. So I agree with Nate. He said it ain't a society issue. And where I'm going with this is that I think it is a problem when people see a black man in any kind of leadership or ownership role, they feel a threat. They don't want a lot of us, like they're okay with just being one, Michael Jordan. So in all of sports, all the sports that black folks play, the 3 major sports, NBA, NFL, baseball in America, you only got one owner. And that's Michael Jordan right now. I'm not talking about people who part of an ownership group. I'm not talking about none of that shit. I'm talking about an actual owner of a team. We have one. Of all these years of sports, we've had Bob. Bob was one, but we've only had one. You don't see him over here, him over here.
Yeah, sprinkled in. Yeah.
And I'm agreeing with Nick Miller that that's a reflection of society, because now you only got 6 black CEOs of Fortune 500 companies.
Oh yeah, but when you cut your cake and look into it, yeah, it's deep.
So what do you think about this? What do you think there is a kind of a mirror of society in sports, or no?
Well, yeah, man, most definitely. I totally agree with that. Matter of fact, I applaud that sentiment because, it's like we have to be subjugated or stifled because they're afraid. I hate to sound like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then we're right on the cusp of having 3 or 4 black owners in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At the same time,
I mean, LeBron go get one.
Oh, Brian gonna get one.
Put him up. Brian gonna get one. Mm-hmm. Got Jordan. He already got one.
Yeah, Jay-Z gonna get his hands on some.
You know, he might. I think Jay-Z might be more part of a group. You know, like an ownership group.
Oh
Cause,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
cause,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he'll probably be representing an ownership group.
right, because remember he bullshitted us the first time. I own the Nets. Then you find out he owned less than 3% of the damn Nets. Now I will say this: while there are minority investors and minority shares sprinkled throughout the NBA to date, Jordan once again remains the sole principal Black owner of any sports franchise in North America. Any major sports franchise in North America. Now, let's tie this in with a book I referenced a lot of times, and my grandfather had me read it. $40 Million Slave by William C. Roden. This book basically tells the history of Black athletes navigating the racist efforts to limit their participation in sports. Hence the topic today. I'm going to say that again. The book tells the history of Black athletes navigating the racist efforts to limit their participation in sports, largely focused on athletes in America. The book begins in the 1700s and continues through the 2000s. In this book, Roden, a Black sports journalist and himself a former athlete, explores the position of Black athletes in contemporary society. While they share in the wealth, fame, and admiration to which world-class athletes have become accustomed, they still, according to Roden, lack real power within the industry that they help create. He presents a history of Black athletes in the United States that compares the treatment of Black athletes to that of their forebears on early plantations, arguing that their power within sports industry is no greater than the power Black people had under slavery. What do you feel about that? It's true to some extent because, but like you said, we got a couple that's trying to come, and LeBron had to go through hell and high water to get his. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
still he gets a lot of backlash and push by a lot of people in the dominant society.
yeah,
And also in our society because there's certain things. Because I know, our brother Dewan B be going in on him.
yeah.
Because some of the stuff he does, or not very, I ain't gonna say the stuff that. Let me take that back. I'm no offense, Dewan B. Don't hate, man. That's my brother. Not that say he goes in on because that he goes in on the people who or he calls bronzexuals. Those people who.
Oh yeah, yeah. The LeBron hive.
Yeah, there you go. So let me clarify that because I don't want to make because I'm my brother.
Yeah,
Dewan
that's
B,
brother
brother right
DB,
there. That's my guy. Um, but yeah, definitely check out the $40 Million Slave book. It's a good book. Also, let me get another example. He breaks down in the book boxing and sports racing, you know, and he also calls out megastars such as Michael Jordan for neglecting and even betraying the Black struggle for equality to secure their own personal wealth. He also offers a history of Black athletes. Roland laments the current situation of Black athletes, whom he insists are lost to due to their lack of awareness of this history. Now, there are a lot of athletes who they don't have a cultural responsibility when they finally make it. They like shit. I got mine. I didn't got the millions. I got the white boy sports agent telling me this and that to do this and that. I got these hoes over here who want to screw me. You know what I'm saying? I got access.
I'm not black. I'm OJ type
There
shit.
you go. Damn the community. Shit, they never did nothing for me. With our community, I want to say to the athletes, I believe I hope, I pray going forward that the athletes coming forward to have a lot of more cultural responsibility. I mean, think of even if Michael Jordan. Let me say this if Michael Jordan, because everybody say you always put it on Mike, he can't do it by himself, right? Okay, even if Michael Jordan in a list, let's say the Dream Team, let's say all the Black players on the Dream Team,
Magic, all them.
Magic, even on Barkley, he be funny acting as he be coonish.
Oh man, hey, he said he donates $1 million every year to HBCU.
Yeah. Oh, he does, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what I'm saying. Instead of donating, they donate to HBCUs. If all those Black players on the Dream Team got together and they spent $1 million in their communities buying grocery store, open a grocery store, open a bank, open a hospital.
The community look, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Building houses, starting construction companies, doing this. How far could we have gotten? How far could we be as a community? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
Brilliant.
saying, I mean, people say, well, is it really my responsibility? Yeah, it's your responsibility. Even if you gave, and you know, I know athletes say, well, I gave to the United Negro College Fund, I gave to this. That's great. But a lot of these organizations that they donate to are headed by people in a dominant society, and those dollars never see our communities. You know what I'm saying? It's just a symbolic gesture. It looks good. But I'm talking about real building, real going to taking your own $1 million and going down to where you was raised, where you was hooping on a milk crate, tacked onto a damn garage.
A light pole in the alley.
Right, and going down there, and you know, and some athletes, you know, oh, I put a new park in, you know, I built a park, it's a new court over there. All that's cool. But I'm talking about tangible things. Help to build a hospital, help to build a bank, help to build a grocery store. Because a lot of our communities, they call them food deserts. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing around.
Healthy food deserts. Yeah.
You know, the grocery, all the grocery stores, you got to go to other neighborhoods to go to the grocery store.
Yeah,
You can't do it in your
you
neighborhood.
go get your Popeyes, go get your Mickey D's. Yeah.
I mean, and people think it's impossible, but it's not. Because even I think Bo Jackson has his own is an owner of a bank in Chicago. Bo Jackson. So it can be done. It can be done. And I'm talking about, think about all the athletes. I'm talking about Magic. I'm talking about Barkley. I'm talking about Jordan. I'm talking about Iverson. I'm talking about LeBron. I'm talking about KD. I'm talking about Patrick Ewing. I'm talking about all these athletes. If they got together, and put their money together, just like other communities do. They put their money together and help push businesses and grow businesses and lift each other up and things. So, but it's like, I guess when we get to a certain, a certain level, we kind of level off in our mental thinking. It's like, okay, well, I didn't made it.
Yeah, it's like the unity goes out the window. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if we show the strength and unity of some of these other factions in the world, we could get some real power and momentum when we got something to say. You know?
Exactly. I mean, because like sports, it is a kind of a reflection of society. Because even if you go back in the day, you know, the fights where they had us fighting, you know, back in the old school
bare
days,
knuckles and Donnybrook.
yeah, bare knuckles, and then you had the Mandingo fights when they made us fight each other.
Oh, Django face.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I mean, with sports, I think as far as a black athlete, I think they are trying to remove black athletes, because now let's talk about the removal. Now a lot of the big name black athletes you see, because you know, with LeBron, remember, he's an athlete who's been very vocal, spoke out. You know, whether you like or whatever reason you like him or hate him, I can give him his props as far as speaking out on certain issues. Sometimes he'll delay and he won't speak out, and people have called him out. You know, but for the most part, a lot of, you know, he put it this way, he spoke out on more issues than a lot of athletes ever have. So I got to give a man his props for that at least. But at the same time, since he's doing that, you had, you know, your Kaepernick out there, and you know, Kaepernick was pretty much a finesse. But still, with that noise being made now, it seems like, okay, the owners or the good old boys club said, we tired of these damn black athletes. Let's go get foreign black athletes. Because guess what? They ain't got no tie to slavery. They ain't got no, you know. So now you got Giannis becoming the face of the league of the NBA. You got Victor Wanyamba. I don't know, Wanyamba. I might be saying his name.
Yeah, you talking about the young kid
from France, ain't he? He from France, ain't it?
Yeah.
What else? Even in the just in the NFL, you were seeing a push with Tua. You like, we want to have something different than these, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
slowly, that's the same thing we're saying about baseball, because, you know, they're all black Latin athletes now.
Right.
And then that's why we ain't got no real cultural representation there too, because we ain't even in the rank and file anymore in baseball. We're like almost totally eliminated. You know, back in the day, you had Daryl Strawberry, Dave Stewart. You had, you know, the best of them, Dwight Gooden, you know.
Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, a whole
From
bunch
East
of them.
Chicago, baby. No,
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
he's from Indiana. So, yeah, Kenny Lofton.
Yeah.
Ricky Bell.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson. That's right, Ricky Henderson. I'm Ricky Bell. I'm talking about I'm talking about DVD in this one. Ricky Henderson. Yeah, Ricky Henderson. Kirby Puckett.
King Griffey, Jr. and Senior.
Yep, Kirby. Yep, Cecil Fielder. Yep, Junior and Senior.
And his son Prince. Yeah.
Yep.
And basically, you know, even Prince is out, and then now we got Black Girl Jr. in there, which he still represents, and he sounds like us when he talk. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's why, I mentioned. Oh, my bad, bro. I was saying that's why I mentioned I'm a White Sox fan. I was pushing Tim Anderson because he one of the few brothers, and they be trying to. Oh my God, dude! You know what? I read anytime they big Tim Anderson up, and my little White Sox thing on the little Facebook, whatever. If you look in the comments, I see hella white people just trashing him. He's not that good. He did this. He always talking that black shit. You know what I'm saying? They just be saying shit about the man. I said, damn, why they dogging him like that? You know what I'm saying? But they don't dog other people like that. So that's what I'm saying. In some aspects, I believe they are trying to change the face of sports because now you see Luka. You see Luka Doncic being the face.
Yeah.
You see a lot more foreign. Jokic. You see these a lot
Joker,
of foreign.
Yeah.
You seeing that more like it's like quiet but kept. They like Steph Curry, but they really don't like him. Part of them like him because they feel like, oh, he's non-threatening or whatever. But part of them, a lot of them think that he mixed. And I'm like, Steph Curry, he ain't mixed. His mama just light skinned.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? They for real, but I've heard. I'm just saying this is just people I've heard say stuff like this. I had to correct people from the Diamond Society have told me that well, man, he's mixed, isn't he? And I'm like, no, both his parents black, and they like, oh, so him being a babyface assassin or whatever they call him, that's non-threatening to him, but also that makes them feel safe because you don't see him. He'll chime in on things when like other people speak out. He'll chime in. I guess Steph is probably, but he ain't really leading the. Man, we like LeBron kind of try to do the. Oh man, I can't breathe shirts and doing things to really push certain things out there. Steph chime in after everybody else did it. He'd be like, I'm with it too, But he ain't like a lead the charge type of person, and I think they like that. That's the part they like about him. But I just think that they really are trying to. It may not seem like it, y'all, but and how they take us out. Also, you got your Joel Embiids, you got your Joel. They'll use people who look like us. And no offense to my brothers in the diaspora, I'm just saying they'll use y'all. They'll use y'all just like the movie Us. They'll put y'all face out. You still see a black face, right? But his name is Antetokounmpo. Like for instance, Giannis. You know why they like him is because he's supposed to be a brother, an African brother, but he claiming Greece. I'm the Greek freak. He got the Greece flag on there. Now, anybody has grew up in the Midwest, when have you ever see? I know Greek. I grew up around Greek people. I went to school with Greek people, and they ain't never, ever express no like, oh, we black or we down with black people like that. They cool. They'll be cool with. I met them through sports. So, but my thing is, it was never no. Oh, y'all people, y'all like us. You know what I'm saying? Or camaraderie. Now, the reason he got the Greek flag and all this because his family then fled from Africa over to Greece, and that's where he grew up. Of course, I'm not knocking him for that, but I'm just saying that he's palatable because for one, he's pushing a European country. For two, he has no tie. He don't have the animosity that. This is what they say. He doesn't have the animosity of American blacks because he doesn't share our lineage. He shares a different lineage. And a lot of brothers and sisters from the diaspora say, well, slavery is not a big thing to me. I didn't experience that. Even though they were colonized and then they had the apartheid, but they try to act like, oh my God, just like, we did about your boy Oucho, the white whisperer. saying that he can deal. He knows how to deal with white people better than us because he doesn't have share the trauma that we share. So that's what I'm saying. It's easier to put Giannis as the face. It makes it more palatable to them getting more people in the dominant society to watch, you know, because here he is. I'm the Greek freak, y'all. I'm this big nigga, but I'm the Greek freak. Now, it was a brother who went to Greece. I remember we covered this story. Remember the brother who went to Greece and got killed for being black over in that bar?
Yeah.
But I'm the Greek freak, y'all. You know, especially that damn commercial where he talking about glizzy gone. Glizzy gone. Let's go goofy ass out of here. And you know what? I'm gonna go. Look, I'm. It's 10-4 Koofy time, man. I know I'm going 10-4 Koofy. I know Swag like, yeah, this nigga. I'm going 10-4 Koofy, man. Because think about it. If you look at that, I don't know if you've seen that commercial with Giannis where he got the phone and he said,
"Oh yeah, he kind of."
Who they got on that commercial? Who they got on that commercial with him? An Asian man, right? Yeah. Because he shares a camaraderie with another immigrant. That's why they got him on there like that. It's 10-4 Koofy time. He ain't on there with a brother. He ain't on there with a brother like you or me from there. He on there with an Asian brother. And he's like, yeah, what's up, Jan? And then the Asian dude trying to talk like he got, you know, he's trying to do some Ebonic type, some black scent. He trying to do a black scent. Yeah, what's up, man? And then he's like, glizzy go. He take the picture, glizzy go. He said, yeah, let's go kick it. Yeah, man. And y'all acting like they best friends. Get your goofy ass out of here. Man, that dude, if he'd seen your ass coming around the corner, he'd probably pull a gun on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Who was this big Negro? Yeah, man. So that, I mean, that's my 10-4 Koofy, y'all. Y'all might agree or disagree with me, but if you look at that commercial, you got to look at those things. Why did they have an Asian man in a fucking basketball commercial about a phone? Why did they got Giannis ass? And why did it look? The brother they got in there is a goofy, and he in the hot dog, which in New York they call a hot dog a glizzy, I guess.
Not a glizzy, yeah.
My girl, you know, people hit me to that shit, so I just got hip to it. But because I couldn't, because for real, when I was watching the commercial, I couldn't understand why the nigga kept saying glizzy gone, the glizzy gone, glizzy gone, glizzy gone, glizzy gone. Get your goofy ass.
Like that man made that glizzy straw.
So think about this. Let me interpret that to you. The dude who had the glizzy, the hot dog, was a black dude. Get it? Glizzy gone. Black man gone. It's me and you, brother. I'm the tether brother. It's me and you, Asian man. We two. I'm the tether. You immigrant. I'm glizzy gone.
Down that Koofy over there.
Let me tilt it to the side. All right, man. If y'all liking this content we giving y'all, please give us a like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. If you feel the lead in your wallet to donate, we will appreciate that too. If you don't, it's all good. We still love you.
Accept your blessings.
Yeah, man. Now, what is your take? I got to get your take. I got to get your overall take. Being a father in sports, we'll end it right here. Being a father in sports. What are some of the things that you try to instill? Because your son, my nephew, if the opportunity arises and he can make it to that next level, what are some of the things would you tell him to look out for? Or of course you're gonna be there by his side, but what are some of the pitfalls that you would tell him to watch out, or you would be watching out for as far as him having a manager, an agent, different things like that?
Just having myself a team to watch his money and keep him literate, and then they keep a lawyer around so he can stay literate on the litigious side of the game, because that's where they get us. They get us on keeping us illiterate, and then keeping us where we're not great with money. So, if you're illiterate financially, they can give you all the money in the world, but it'll be like the PP loan scam. You just be giving it back,
Yeah. I will do this. I will also, Unc would do, get, what's my girl that Deion Sanders had come talk to the guys?
Brittany Renner.
Yeah, I try to see if we can get Brittany Renner to holler at him real. she could give him the game.
Yeah.
We, you
Yeah,
know,
shit work.
we have to find some real upper echelon gold diggers to come talk to him and chop him.
But yeah, yeah.
Table.
And then you tell him always smile when he give him back. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, I would tell Neff, definitely, like you said, same thing you would tell him. Remember who he is and where he comes from, and also make sure he has a responsibility to his community. At some point, you got a responsibility to your community, young man, and you should find a way outside the court to give back in a tangible sense.
Yeah,
Even if he went opened up a gas station around, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
um, something where he could create jobs or create, you know what I'm saying, or even if he opened if he opened a car fix it or an auto mechanic shop, you can
yeah,
employ brothers work there, or
yeah.
barbershop,
Well,
laundromat.
hey, I think his might be more cerebral because he's kind of he's really into the mental health thing too. So that's a sympathetic spot for him.
He
He
can open
might,
a mental health center in the hood,
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
and
That
he
might be
hire counselors, brothers and sisters that can do counseling.
right.
Uh, you
There
know what
you
I'm
go.
saying?
There you go.
Specifically, we need
There
a
you
lot
go.
more brothers and sisters doing counseling. We need a lot more brothers and
Yeah,
sisters doing
yeah,
teaching.
and any hood in the whole country could use something like that.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, y'all, man, this has been a great conversation.
Oh, prediction now, prediction.
Oh yes, yes. Before we go, I forgot it's Super Bowl Sunday prediction. I
Oh
said
yes.
we would do this.
First shout out to LeBron James for breaking Kareem's record.
Yeah, shout out to brother LeBron for breaking Kareem's record. Shout out to all the brothers that's playing sports that's on code and codified. Um,
Codified.
Shout out to the ones that ain't, so maybe they can get some knowledge and be codified, because we have to come together. So yes, if you're a sports athlete, you got all this money, whatever. Yes, you do have a responsibility to your community, and that's not just giving through United Negro College Fund or NAACP. That's actually going in the community yourself and getting with the brothers who are on the grassroots, the people who actually in the community. Miss Smith or Miss Johnson, who actually helping the kids, watching the neighborhood kid, you know what I'm saying? Helping the real people in the community who's actually doing stuff in the community. Because those people need funds, and people need to know that people care, and that they got that somebody got their back monetarily, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So shout out to all the brothers that actually sports athletes that give back to their community, hand to hand, mouth to mouth, not just let me talk to my lawyer real quick. Hey, send the NAACP some money. No.
He said,
Actually going out there.
have you sent money to them yet?
Yeah, exactly. And shout out to you for watching this. Shout out, we love you. We've been sending a number of positive vibes so we can get that back in return. And my prediction for this Super Bowl, I'm going to take my homeboy. I'm going to take Patrick, my homeboy. And let me go 32-27, my homeboy.
Yeah, I'm an AFC guy, but I think Philadelphia has a better team. That's my brother's team, so I'm gonna definitely root for them out loud. But I'm an AFC guy, man. I'm gonna say my brother's gonna kill me. I'm gonna say Chiefs by 4, 31-27.
All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I like the AFC too. I'm an AFC guy myself.
Yeah, man. He gonna kick my ass.
Yeah, but definitely enjoy the Super Bowl, guys. If you watch it, if you don't watch it, and if you like, man, sports, I can't watch it because of the stuff they do behind the scenes. I respect that too. I don't watch it like I used to. I used to love, man. I used to, like you say, I used to love sports, but I still watch it. I still watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I watch it every now and then because I like to see competition. I like to see, things like that. But also, while I also read as well, and try to get as much knowledge of my people as I can. So remember, always try to do both. Make sure if you love sports, do your sports thing, but also, what I'm saying, take pride and invest in yourself and your people by reading and getting knowledge. And other than that, man, we out. You got any last words, Swag?
Yeah. Love you guys. mind your mental health, and don't be afraid to talk to somebody different. You gotta get outside your comfort zone.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. From me, KZ, from your man, Big Swag, Weekend High Podcast, B-Side. We
All
out.
right, John. Peace.